Do your slides look like this, with too much information? Or do you find that you are reading directly from the text? Do you have more slides than minutes in your lesson? In this video, we will look at memory and learning, benefits of visual learning, and types of visuals you can use in your PowerPoints. Beginning with memory and learning. Humans are able to process a large amount of information. As instructors, understanding how learners process information allows us to maximize learning opportunities. The two main components of memory are long-term memory and working memory. Long-term memory can hold unlimited information, which can be retrieved at a later date. However, working memory, where learners temporarily hold information while thinking about it, is limited in capacity. Throughout a lesson, information in the working memory is either encoded into the long-term memory or simply forgotten and replaced by new information. If you think of the working memory as the place that holds information for processing into long-term memory, you can begin to think of ways to assist learners in transferring that information. We take in information in two ways. It is either visually or verbally, which includes both written and spoken words. Both visual and verbal stimuli are processed in two separate channels of the working memory. When we encourage learners to use both channels at the same time, learners are able to process more information at once and more easily encode information and retrieve it later. Simply, it makes learning easier. If your PowerPoint is text-heavy, learners are working hard to process the words on the screen as well as the instructor's explanation. This sends an auditory loop into overload. Where applicable, use a graphic or an image and talk to that rather than read the text verbatim. Moving on to the benefits of visual learning. The first benefit is dual coding, which is the name for the process discussed previously. It uses visuals alongside verbal explanations, allowing learners to process and encode a greater amount of information and have stronger traces to retrieve it later. Another benefit is that visual learning can reduce cognitive load, which is our ability to process information. Having too much information on one slide will confuse, overwhelm, and distract learners. The next benefit is that visuals can be used to grab attention. Vision is our most dominant sense, and the use of visuals is much more appealing than a full slide of text. Visuals can also be used as a prompt for discussion. Another benefit is that visuals can allow learners to activate their prior knowledge. As visuals grab attention, they are easily recognizable and encourage learners to think of what they already know about the topic. This is important for learning to occur. This supports the next benefit, which is that visuals can be used to build connections. When learners can connect new knowledge with what they already know, it is more easily processed and encoded into their long-term memory. Finally, visuals support transfer of learning to other contexts. When visuals are simple and illustrate key ideas, they assist in identifying other contexts or situations where information is also applicable. Finally, we will look at types of visuals you can use in your PowerPoint. The first is pictures. These are useful for showing an item or event in context. They need to be relevant and of high quality and can be sourced from the Defense Image Library as well as a general Google search. They can be used as individual images as seen in previous examples, or like this as a background. The next is infographics. Infographics show information rather than tell. Take this 4-column example. All of this information could be presented in text, however it is represented in smaller graphics. Another type of visual is charts. Charts are a simple way of representing structures or a process as seen here. These can be made in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. The next is diagrams. The inclusion of relevant labels to key areas can be useful in directing learners to pertinent information. These can usually be sourced from learning materials such as Doctrine and Policy or created by yourself. In addition to this, icons can be used to minimize text. The advantages of icons are that they simplify and express information and details. Icons can include the ones used throughout this video, as well as the ones seen on screen. The final visual is video. Videos are useful for combining visual and verbal stimuli. They are usually engaging and present information better than plain text on a PowerPoint slide. You can request privileged access on the DRN to access YouTube and videos on the Cove. This concludes PowerPoint visuals in 5 minutes or less. For more information about this topic, contact your local education officers.